everyone. If you're watching us on YouTube and you're enjoying our top quality content creation, then hit that subscribe button now.
Yes, you know we love being content creators, and hitting the subscribe helps us continue all of this.
It's totally free and just takes a quick click of a button, so we have no excuse not to.
Right, it's enough of that. Should we crack on with the pod?
Let's do it, babe. You don't see a soldier in battle with a hard-on.
What? At the end of the day, was I lifting this big silver shield?
Yeah, but no one wants to lift the Carabao Club.
I'm a loser who looks like a baby giraffe in the net.
Funny as aren't I?
That was a pre-dicking text.
My son is allergic to cats, dogs and horses, so I'm looking to rehome my son.
I don't even know why I'm with you. I really don't know why I'm actually with you.
Hello and welcome to the Therapy Couch with me, Abbey Clancy.
And me, Peter Crouch.
And what a day it's been.
What a day indeed. Look at our Pedro. Come on, explain the get-up.
Look at you in your sexy whites. You
Federer.
Yeah, I'm wearing whites today. I played in a panel tournament today.
In a panel?
I had
You may as well be on the panel.
Loose women.
Don't knock it.
You may as well be on Loose Women, the amount of bitching he's done today. Honest to God.
I haven't been on the panel on Loose Women. I played paddle, a paddle tournament. Mm-hmm. And then we won.
I heard you did very well. Very well.
Very
Congratulations, you
He's
won.
a champion?
I thought I'd wear my whites today.
Campione. Well, MP.
It was the Alfred Dunhill Paddle Classic. Mm-hmm. And when I say won, there's a slight caveat to that, is the fact that we kind of went out the main competition.
Yeah.
But then we got entered into the Shield. So for football fans out there, the Europa Conference-level of the paddle tournament I was involved in.
We'll take that.
A win
So
is
you
a win.
didn't
So you're
win?
the West Ham of the Alfred Dunhill Paddle Association.
Yes.
Okay.
The Chelsea, West Ham.
Chelsea, West Ham. Chelsea.
Kind of-
So, sorry. You didn't win.
No, so I didn't tell Ab this. So
No, because
this is breaking news.
no,
to
because
Abby.
before this started, I was like, Pete,
You
don't
are
let me
so
down.
sexy. You've won it.
No, it's an
She
ick.
was over
You
the
know,
moon.
it's on my ick list. Men who are shit at sports and men who lose.
Yeah, but losing in the finals not being shit, is it?
no, it
Like,
is.
Didn't lose in
It
the
is.
final, won the final.
If you lose in the final, that's the ultimate stick.
You're the first loser.
Yeah.
That's what you are.
We didn't lose.
Absolutely.
But hold on a minute. We didn't lose in the final. We played our tournament. You can only beat what's in front of you.
And
So,
you did
I
that.
don't know what you mean.
so obviously there was an elite.
I mean, it's wild card.
Anyway.
I mean, you wouldn't get it. You wouldn't get it.
It's T's and C's anyway.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, was I lifting this big silver shield?
Yeah, but no one wants to lift the Carabao Club. No one wants to lift that. Let's be honest.
That is just
Are you
not-
saying that was basically the Carabao Cup
No.
or the
Carabao-
Champions League?
No, dude, I tell you what, it certainly was the Champions League.
It was so funny because
Do you know what, Ross? It was my Champions League.
Do you know what?
And
I
that's all
appreciate
that matters.
that. Hey, you're winning in my eyes. son.
the worst thing was, I've had a day of it today, Ross. You wouldn't even believe.
Tell me.
So I brought Sophia with me. Obviously, Sophia loves the tennis. So
Yeah.
I'll bring Sophia to watch Daddy play in the paddle tournament. Me, Sophia, and Lucinda arrived, and there's Pete in the corner warming up, stretching, and Lucinda said, "Abby, that's an ick."
Was he doing his old, do you know when he used to play football and he'd do that? What was it? Like his run head? Like
No, do you know what he's
his
doing?
boots
I'm
up
just,
on
I'm just going to
court.
stand up right now, listening viewers, and I will. So our viewers can watch it, but our audios can't listen. This is what he was doing, and it was a severe ick. You ready?
Are you going to talk us through it, Ross?
Okay, I'm going to talk you through it. She's standing up. Watch the wine. Yeah, wait. Okay, she's pulling her hammies. She's doing a quad, sorry, I should say. I don't see anything wrong with this so far. Pulling his ankle to his arse.
So I'm just doing
That's basic quadricep kind of.
it's a
warm-up.
basic quadricep.
Yeah.
You know,
warm-up.
I could have pulled. I mean, with these quads,
With them bad boys,
there's
you gotta be careful.
like muscles in every part of the thigh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if I don't stretch one of the repertoire of muscles I've got in my thighs, it could blow right at any time.
yeah.
You know when you're acting optimal peak physical fitness,
and then
they could blow at any moment.
Hey, tell you what, you look tasty in that little outfit. You got that.
No, he
That's doing favours for him.
He does look quite hot because he's so tanned and he's got the height and the shoulders. He looks the part. Blonde hair, gorgeous cap on, flicking outside.
Trophy. What more do you want?
You don't want the fucking loser's trophy. I'm just not even speaking to you over that. But anyway. So then Sophia said. So then Peter missed a shot, so he draped himself over the net, and Sophia was like, "Mummy, why is Daddy in a position that looks like a baby giraffe drinking from a pond?"
Oh, no, that's.
Do you know what, right?
But that's also quite funny. But that is quite nasty.
Can I just say, right? I thought, this would be a lovely family day. I'll take Ab and the kids, and we'll come and watch, and they can support their doting father. Listen to this. I'm a loser who looks like a baby giraffe.
And then Lucinda was like, "Oh bloody hell!" First round, she went, "Oh, I think Pete needs to put a little bit more effort in." So I said, "Pete,
I tell you what, Lucinda's got enough to say for it. Yeah.
No, but Lucinda is proper competitive, and she is excellent at paddle. Like she is a proper player.
But would she be P?
Yeah, easy."
Joking.
No,
I'm a Europa Conference
He's a
champion.
demon. I've seen it.
no. So I said, "Pete." So Pete come over like that, running through the crowd, high-fiving us, come over to us, and I was like, "Whoa there." I said, "Pete, if you want to come and high-five us, you need to put a bit of effort in on the next round."
Can I just say,
So
right,
Pete,
it's a long day, please. Just let me
let me finish.
You've spoken his right to the tail, please.
He can answer me back.
It was the early rounds, right? It's a long day of paddle. The first game, you just kind of like, I'm conserving my energy for the trophy.
Yeah.
The main games.
Linford?
Semis and finals.
Peter, if Abbey was like a football manager, think back to like your football days and her type of encouragement and comments that she's made throughout the day. Is there anyone we could compare it to, or is there any? Do you draw any like kind of parallels of her and like managers, or do you think she would have done
Fabio
well?
Capello's way of
Capello, she's a Capello.
Very much like
Capello.
Well, he's
you
a
win
legend.
or you don't. You're a loser.
Yeah.
Which I totally get. I've played sport my whole life. What I'm saying is, I was entered into a tournament.
I've got no time for losers.
It's not. I've just come over.
What?
I walked
He didn't. You can't win the fucking Losers Cup.
I had the champagne.
You win the Losers Cup.
Oi! Less of that. There's no losers in this house. We're all winners.
There's no Losers Cup, babe. There was a kind of elite level tournament, which is obviously professionals and unbelievable players. I've only played paddle for a couple of years. I was entered into a lower tournament, which I won.
Got paddle corners.
Okay, I'm made up with that. How's the rest of your week been?
Well, it's been good, Ross, but I'm struggling to get over this.
I
A little bit.
Do you know what?
Do you know what? You'll be off.
But you know what?
You were very proud of me after all.
I was so proud of you. We had the most incredible day. The Hurlingham Club was phenomenal. We got treated so well. Incredible food, incredible people, but I had an absolute mare there. So I was speaking to this lady, and she was talking to Sophia, my daughter, and then she thought my best friend Lucinda was also my daughter, who's 30, and said, "Oh, so what year are you in, hon?"
So we won the real Losers Cup here.
And I was like, "What?"
And you're calling me a loser? You old bag.
I was like, "Sorry, you think she is my daughter? Lucinda's 30, just 30, and she does look very young for her age. But I don't look like I could have given birth to Lucinda."
Well, the thing is, Lucinda's
she's
smaller
far too good
than
looking.
Sophia.
Yeah.
And I think if you go look at like that scenario, and she's obviously young and youthful.
So you're saying I do look like Lucinda's mum?
No, I'm just trying to explain what this lady, how she got it wrong. I don't know.
I was like, "Are you messing?" That ruined my whole day for me.
It looks like it.
So I was.
So I got on the ale and I thought, you.
Yeah.
No, I've barely drank the whole day.
No, I'm only joking. Did you want to jump into the weekly wine club before we get into the pod?
Yes, Ross, I'd love to.
I'm sure you've got a couple on your mind now.
Wigging loads on my mind. Yeah, I feel like obviously that was a bit whiny, that whole start of the podcast there. So maybe we've
No,
done ours.
it's just like you lure me into this false sense of security that I'm like with this champion, winner, athlete, which is the only reason I got with you in the first place.
Oh my God.
And then you're like telling me,
this is unbelievable.
and then you're telling everyone you won the friggin' Losers Cup. Like, it's just
Baby
not.
therapy coach after hours is a bad idea.
It's just not.
It's a slightly later
I
recording.
thought this would be the funniest episode ever.
No, but it's just,
Well, I reckon people are laughing.
This could be the breakup.
it just doesn't do it for me, Pete.
Like,
doesn't
listen,
do it for
I
me.
don't know what more I can do for you. Do you know what I mean? I'm
I want you
turning
to
my
win the
hand-
Winners'
turning
Cup.
my hand at a new sport coming home with a trophy. What more can I do?
You can never win, can you?
Freaking
Pete?
hell.
You can never win.
And the worst thing is,
I'm with him on this. Don't look at me for support. I'm
the
with
worst
him.
thing is, I come home with this.
I didn't know what's gotten to you.
Well, because you've been a...
Ross, I've come home with the shield, right?
Huh?
And the worst thing is, I've got an old bag on my arm. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's
But
good.
it's just a real. You know, do you watch Married at First Sight?
I do. I am a big man.
So
So you know,
That's all I've heard about
Jackie
them.
just wants like.
He's tapped, by the way. I don't know why everyone's on Ryan's side.
I hate Ryan.
This is
I hate Ryan.
mad, Ross.
I hate Ryan. He's
I
a
hate-
serial
they're
killer.
They're both walking X, but Jackie is tapped.
No,
She is tapped.
Jackie's just childish and is.
Do you know she's now married to that golfer.
Oh my God, I know
Did you know
Clint.
that?
Yeah,
Clint- oh, mate,
unreal.
Clint is an
But what
absolute
what
fucking
she's
walkover.
doing with that Ryan, she's just antagonising him. Everything is for a rise.
Yeah.
which is
Horrible.
the epitome of childishness.
Yeah.
Does
But-
she say stuff like, you're
No,
going
but
to lose the cup?
she wants to win it.
She wants a winner.
She wants to win. She went, what? Why didn't you want to be great? What? Why didn't you
Why
want to be a
can't-
great man?
Why can't you just be great?
Is that
we
the
should have
actual,
a
did she
proper
actually
maths
say
debrief.
that? Did
She-
say those
she
words?
goes to him.
Why can't you be great?
No,
Yeah,
she
she
just
says
goes
those
to him.
exact words to him. He says to her, I feel like you're emasculating me. You pick on how much I earn. You pick on like everything that I do. And she starts crying, puts the waterworks
And she
on it,
goes,
and he
"Why
gives-
why don't you just want to be great?"
why don't you want to be great? And he's like, are you fucking messing? Then he tries to leave her, and then she puts stay because she wants to get with the other fella. And then she
No,
got married
it's
to
not
the
that. Like, that's the flaw in that TV show. None of them want to be together, but they
just
want to be
the
on the
celeb-
TV
they
show.
want the celebrity. Yes.
So they just
agreed.
keep saying stay.
Agreed.
So it's bull.
One of my
Basically.
weekly
But I love
lines
it.
has got to be coming upstairs, and that is already on. And so I've got no option. You know, like she's got the remotes all on her side. I've done, you know,
Come and
brushed the
see it.
teeth. Right, I've got all comfy and all that. I'm in bed. I'm like, oh for fuck's sake.
Oh,
It's
no.
this again.
Lee, I can't lie. I fucking love
Oh,
maths.
God.
I
do
love maths.
It's a bit
I'll
much.
get me
What
maths
my,
studies on.
what my weekly wine is how you keep getting pissed off with me on your orthopedic pillow.
But why do you keep going on it? Because last week
Is that
you said,
even a right word,
No, but you said last
orthopedic?
week you went, I wouldn't touch that fucking minging pillow if you paid me £1,000.
All over it now.
And now you're clearly getting
I
on
did
it.
not
Fucking
say
like a
that.
rat up a drain pipe.
I did not say
You
that.
did say that.
I did not.
You said, I
Quote
wouldn't
me.
touch that with a sicky stick.
Take the stick out of my back.
She's all over the orthopedic pillow. And the worst thing, is the orthopedic make sense? Does that even make sense?
No,
Yeah,
it is.
that's a correct
It's an
term, yeah.
orthopedic pillow.
Okay.
It's got a dip in it, hasn't it?
It's got a little dip, yeah.
Yeah, for your polyps.
Yeah, well, it just helps with my posture and stuff, you know,
Yeah.
and it really helps me have a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
All over it now.
Yeah.
All
You-
over it.
just
Taking the
like
piss
the
out of
rubbish,
it.
why would I touch that pillow? I wouldn't
Yeah.
go near. And now you
No,
get so
because
off being on it.
I get into
Unbelievable.
bed first and it's firmer, so I'm a bit more upright in this pillow, so it's perfect.
So you've decided
My
that you like
face
it.
is in the perfect position for Max.
So now, yeah, mate,
I like
you know, I'm like that fucking crunching. Oh,
I like that with
Working
me
my
cream,
abs.
make me cup of tea, like that.
trying to watch the telly doing a sit
Peter, did you make that tea?
Peter, can you just run down and put a little inch of boiled water in that cup of tea because it's freezing?
I don't even know why I'm with you. I really don't know why I'm actually with you.
Oh, this is
Oh my
cool.
God!
It's actually dawned on me now. It's really actually dawned on
That
me.
is actually
Honestly.
the worst thing you've ever said
Oh,
to
I
me.
can't believe it. Well, you're belittling my wins. Even if it's a small win, you should celebrate that as my wife.
No, absolutely
Number
not.
2, you take the piss out of my orthopedic pillow.
I'm not taking the piss out of it. I want to use it.
And number 3, you steal it. It's unbelievable.
So you want another headline in the paper because
Oh,
this
I don't know why I'm with you.
this week's headline.
class.
I don't know why I'm with you.
Title. Someone write that down.
I don't know why I'm with you.
This week's headline in the press was Abbey Clancy's shock horror that she thought Pete was dead in his sleep.
We did say that. The worst thing is when you take these quotes out into the normal
The
world.
wild.
Out of context.
Yeah, like it's actually what the quote. You directly said that. Like, you can't have a go.
When did I say you were dead?
You said you remember. I think I said
The
it.
sleep apnea thing.
I said because I wasn't making a noise, I wasn't snoring.
You woke him up.
You elbowed me in the ribs. Having a beautiful sleep on my orthopedic pillow.
I was dreaming of winning a paddle tournament, and the next thing I've got an elbow.
God,
And then one of them in like the friggin' Skemmelsdale Times was like
Skemmelsdale.
The scam cup.
it was like Abbey Clancy shock horror when she thought Pete was dead, even though they're living separate lives.
The Wigan warrior.
I think maybe we should.
That's a headline for the Wigan warrior.
Well, separate beds and definitely separate pillows. That's my pillow.
We're not separate beds, but we are separate pillows.
And lives.
But why didn't you buy me one?
Because you hammered me.
I'm digging it.
I'm going to get you one.
I'm digging it.
I'll get you one. Promise you, I'll get you one. Okay, let's get into other people's problems.
All right.
Hopefully, they're
Can you
as
just
deep
say?
as ours.
Can you just apologise for saying that horrible thing that you just said?
You want after all that, you want me to apologise? This is just
No,
it's an
but it's
amazing
like-
dynamic between men and
Peter,
women. Where you hammer me for the first opening half an hour, and then I end up apologising.
no, but it's like,
phenomenal.
Babe,
It really is. Though.
But you still
put
will,
yourself in my shoes. Put
I'm really sorry,
babe. Seriously, put yourself in my shoes. Would you want our daughter going out with someone who won the Losers' Cup?
Yes, I think an elite paddle tournament like that. You know, I think if you're a footballer, you win the championship, not the Premier League, the championship, or the Carabao Cup, as you suggest.
Oh, I don't.
Or the UEFA European.
I take that back
Conference
about
League.
the Carabao Cup because I don't even know what it
They
is.
are to get to that level. You have to have amazing application to get to that level. It's not to be sniffed at.
Why being so PC?
I'm just telling you. That's
Peter
what.
Crouch.
Very good. Very
Okay.
good.
Hello, Pete, the Clancy and Ross. Need to write in and say women start producing milk at 16 weeks. Abbey reminds me of my mother, monster-in-law. She also believes the things she says and dismisses what any man says. Peter, I feel for your struggle. Thank you. This is a very apt first one here from Stephen G of Raynham, Kent. I'm only joking, Abbey. I don't really mean it. But I get you, Stevie. Amazing, yeah. So 16 weeks, you were totally wrong on that
This
one.
is when
Well-
you were hammering me last week for being confused about breastfeeding or something. Innit?
I've had 4 children and I didn't produce milk until they physically came out.
Maybe is that a different strokes for different folks vibe? I don't know.
Each to their own.
And also, he's a man. What the hell does he know?
Yeah,
Has he even given birth?
yeah, exactly. Well, I'm holding my hands up. I'm open to all.
You know,
suggestions.
there's
Pretty
one.
sure, you know, as a man, you know, boobs are monitored.
He could
we
be a doctor.
evaluate.
He could be a doctor. He could
That's
be
also,
a
yeah.
boob doctor. The
That's
best
also
type of
true.
doctor.
Could be a paediatric surgeon.
Never know.
You never know.
Could
But thank you, Steve-O.
Yeah, I appreciate your.
What did he even
your email.
say? I can't
He just said
remember.
you were wrong and we were right.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Does happen. Hi guys, just listening to the pod and someone had written in about being heightist. It reminded me of a funny story. A friend of a friend, him, was coming home to our house to pick something up. We'd never met him before, so didn't know anything about how he looked. He knocked on the door and when he opened it, he was really short and our eyes immediately just naturally looked down to him. Of course, his height absolutely didn't matter. But the day after, when my partner needed to text him, Predictive text did its thing, and he ended up signing off with, "Thanks, Tiny." His name was Tony. For fuck's sake. P.S. I'm the girl who once wrote in with the love heart knob game. Perfect. I've thought of another quit playing games with my knob. All the best. Keep up the good work. Shabba. That predictive text is a nightmare. What's
Tiny.
the worst predictive you've done?
I did one today and I remember thinking this predictive text is an absolute joke. But what I always do, instead of changing it there and then, I send the message with the wrong word and then
I do
write
that. I don't know why,
predictive
but I do,
text.
I do that, and then like I'll just resend another one after. So I'll say duck, like the
Ducking.
ducking hell, like the
Ducking.
there. But then I'll go fucking hell, like for example. But I don't know why I do that as well.
Yeah.
Lazy.
No one's ever said ducking.
But you know, apparently iPhone got onto it, and now iPhone are doing that as their US, like not USP, but like they know that's like an iPhone-y thing. Do you know what I mean? So if you're a Samsung, you'd do it so it goes to fucking, but they know ducking is like an iPhone thing, and they purposely leave it as that, which is quite interesting.
That is interesting, Ross.
I did one today, but I can't remember it now. But I remember laughing my head off at it.
Tiny for Tony's terrible though, isn't it? That feels like you're taking the piss there, doesn't it?
like,
And
yeah.
that does. That's like a mean thing. And then you go, oh, sorry, mate. Predictive text. I don't know. You might get that a lot though, which is even fucking worse for Tony. Little toe.
Well, we talked about this before, but I've sent your mum a text, didn't I? That was meant for you.
Yeah, but that's a
It
good
wasn't
thing.
predictive text.
There was nothing
Actually,
predictive.
it
It was actually really well written.
That's actually predictive text.
That could have been a 50 Shades of Grey, actually.
That was a scene from
Pre-dicking text. That was a pre-dicking text.
Oh, mate. Witty and a double entendre. What more would you fucking want there?
Absolutely.
Get this man on
it
a
just
stage.
went to the wrong place.
Who runs this up?
Oh, God.
Do you know what that's going to be called? That's got to be called it now. A pre-dicking text.
Yeah.
It's got to be called it. That is now that if you're texting on the way home from work.
Thing of the past. It's a
People out there, you're getting knockbacks of fun with the pre-dicking text.
Because he sent a saucy message and he said rather than predictive, like he sent a saucy, like, get your kit off, whatever. I don't want to imagine it, but
Ross?
Well, I'm getting into the vibe of it. You know what I'm saying, don't you, P?
Aubergine splash
Beaver.
emoji. I can't believe I just said that out loud. It sounds much worse when you say it like that. Okay, moving on. Hi all, my boyfriend's convinced he's got a gluten intolerance because he read one article and got bloated after eating 3 naan breads.
Love a naan bread.
He now starts every sentence with since going gluten-free. Despite this is one of my bugbears, this, and we'll get into that. But despite the fact I caught him necking a sausage roll at the garage, necking a sausage roll. Why are men so laughable with their double standards? He makes out I am precious if I do a face mask before bed.
I sleep in them every night now.
I feel like there's a lot of people going gluten-free. And I think obviously we've got more knowledge on the subject of gluten. I just think, I don't know, there's lots of people kind of 60s, 70s, 80s that didn't know anything about gluten.
Years old or yeah.
In those years. I just feel like, I don't know, we're more educated on it, and I think that more people like us do seem to be gluten intolerant. What is your view on gluten intolerance? Like, obviously it's a thing, I get it, but we got a friend who said it, and he's in his 60s.
Some allergies and intolerance are severely detrimental to people's health. It could be a matter of life and death.
Because you've always been really sympathetic to my allergies.
But kids could, have a peanut allergy and literally die.
Yeah, agreed.
So
Obviously,
I
agreed.
absolutely sympathise from the bottom of my heart with those kind of things. But at the same time, I think a 65-year-old man suddenly with a gluten intolerance, I'm like, frig off, Dave. You've been eating bread your whole life. You know?
I think that's like, it's almost like a trendy thing,
But
isn't it?
I do,
Especially if he's necking sausage rolls in the garage.
but I do think nowadays there is a lot more data. There's a lot more information out there, like a lot more awareness. So people go, oh my God, I feel that symptom. Maybe I have got a gluten intolerance, a wheat intolerance, a dairy allergy.
I think allergies and allergies and intolerances.
My son's got allergies. I took him on the last week because obviously when I brought my cat home from Portugal, my son has been allergic to this cat, and it turns out my son is allergic to cats, dogs, and horses, which I'm like, great. So I'm looking to rehome my son.
Hey, that was very funny.
So if you are interested in adopting a 5-year-old beautiful boy, please contact thetherapycrouch.com and leave your comments.
Careful, owner. Ish.
No, but it's hard for me when I'm so animally.
Yeah. And I do think allergies can be, I don't think we're trying to make light of any like peanut allergies, like you said, and stuff like that.
Oh my gosh,
but
no.
Someone developing or someone claiming to develop the fucking wheat intolerance.
No, but you know yourself. You are what you eat.
Yeah, do you
If you eat shit, you're going to feel like shit.
Yeah.
If you
eating
eat
naan bread is not going to make you feel like fucking He-Man.
I love a bit of naan though. I buy
Peshwari.
fresh naan
Don't
from
mind,
from the grocery shop in our local village. They make homemade naan bread. It's phenomenal. I eat it it's never reached our house because I eat it in the car on the way home. It's never got to.
Have you ever seen, like, when Abbey goes shopping, right?
Yeah.
She'll go to the supermarket. One of the first things she does is get a big loaf of French crusty bread.
Yeah, and
A baguette.
Eats it the whole way around.
Yeah.
Is that
In
pretty standard in the shop?
Yeah. Oh, and my mum bag of grapes. My mum used to have a bag of grapes coming in the Asda.
Just eating grapes on the way around.
Yeah, eat the grapes all the way around, and then make you go and swap the bag of grapes that you just eaten.
No, that's a scandal.
That's a
That's
fucking
thieving.
scouse at
That's
that.
a scandal.
No, I do get a French stick and eat it
But
the
then
whole
you
way
pay
around.
whole way around.
No, also,
I do pay for it.
I'll give it to the bottle. Do you know after at this, which annoys me? This is my weekly wine. I know I don't usually do
Oh,
them.
I've got another weekly
Can I
one.
just say, this for
God's
me?
sake.
I had a Luco the other day in the shop. I was feeling a little bit hungover. So
I love a
swigged it.
Purdy's.
Exactly what Pete... Oh, Purdy's. Oh, my God. Great. So swigged it all the way around. Well, it was a Luco. Got to the till, and the woman's gone to scan it, and she went, you know you're not meant to do that. And I went, I'm paying for the drink. Like, what is your issue here? Like, do you know what I mean? If I was trying
Try
to...
before you buy.
Exactly. Exactly. I've got to the... If I'm not robbing it from you, what's your issue?
Exactly.
But-
Do you know what? I've got another weekly wine.
Go on.
In my local supermarket,
This is the weekly wine episode.
which really pisses me off. They have the food bank at the door, at the entrance of the door.
Yeah.
So obviously, when you've done your shop, you're at the till, you bought all your stuff, you bagged it up, and you're leaving, and you see the food bank, and
Yeah.
you go, "Shit, I forgot something in the food bank." So every time I will take stuff out of my own bag and put it in the food bank.
Nice.
But every time I actually go in and say, "Guys, why is the food bank not at the till?
That's a great shout.
Why is the food banks not at the till?" So when you're at the till, you go, I've bought my baked beans. I'm going to buy baked beans for someone else. I've bought my rice. I'm
Or
going
like
to
at
buy.
least the sign, because maybe if you're like at the till, you're not gonna. I don't know. You're gonna run back. I know.
No,
You're saying. I know you're saying it's
no,
poorly placed, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, not at the door where you go, "Oh God, the food bank shit," and it's always empty. Like my local food bank is empty all the time, and I'm like, I always fill it up, but calling all supermarkets, the food bank needs to be before you get to the till.
Because you
And there needs to be like a because you know
then you're less inclined to put your fortunes your tuna in it because
Absolutely.
you're planning a tuna pasta for the kids.
Yeah. And also every single till in a supermarket has like a bank of food, like hot cross buns, whatever's on offer. You can easily just get one of them and put it in the food bank. Job done. No, because you have to pay for the reason why it needs to be at the till, Russ, because you have to pay for it first.
Of course, yeah. That
So
makes
it
sense.
needs
Sorry,
to be
yeah, that
at
makes
the
sense.
till. So every food shop, if we are looking to help people, it needs to be at the bloody till, not at the door when it's an afterthought, because even people who've got good intentions, you just forget. And I'm sorry, it's out of context, but I'm passionate about it.
I know. Like that comes across. That really does come across.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, that's good. That's
That's
good.
a nice
And you're trying to do a
thing
nice
to
Get
thing.
it in there.
Yeah, very good.
on you.
Can someone explain to me what the green things are when you put them in at the end?
So they're for local charities. So you can get your coin, and then you get your coin and you put it in your designated charity.
I always
so
put my green things in, but I don't know
yeah,
what,
so
what I'm doing.
there'll be like 4 slot machines, and it'll say like, you know, the local elderly home. It could be a food bank. It could be, you know, a woman's shelter.
I haven't
It could be
seen
an
that. So
animal
does that
animal
essentially,
hospital.
whatever the
Green
coins,
kind
does
of
that like
coins.
how you should divide it up? So
In our local supermarket, when you pay, you will get given a green token. And the green token can go in a designated box, which might be helping the elderly, an animal shelter,
Yeah.
a children's nursery,
yeah.
help the blind,
People in need, people in
whatever.
need.
And you put it in whatever one you want to do. So that's
Good
what
info.
But yeah, food banks, get them at the frickin' till. Let's help.
I love that.
Okay, so is there anything else you want to get off your chest before the Agony Abs? Feel like it's kind of a getting stuff off your chest podcast, really?
Do you? No, because I've had a fantastic week with my horse.
Yeah. Good.
Do you know, I've fulfilled one of my lifelong dreams this week.
Go on.
Lying down
Fucking
in a stable with the horse.
every week, it's like I've fulfilled the bucket list. I was washing a horse. I had a horse in my back garden. I was.
I
lying
have
with
never
my horse.
seen, obviously when I'm driving down these country lanes,
I feel
see,
like I need to stop riding horses to get this fulfillment. Do you know what I mean?
Ross, honestly. But
Imagine I was this passionate about some golf activity.
Babe,
You
you
know,
are.
I got a hole in one. You're like,
Babe.
shut up.
I lay in bed with my golf bag.
boring. I lay
Polish my golf balls.
I lay down on a golf course on the 18th.
Can I just
And I
say,
looked at my Pro V1 and I gave it a little polish.
can I just say,
Oh, that's cute though.
this is the equivalent of what you do to me when you come home with that little shitty card with your little shitty pencil and talk me through every single
the thing
score
is, the difference
with
in
the
me and you-
smile on your face and then say,
The difference in me and you is
He embraces it.
I embrace your passion. For
However,
your,
I will say, this horse has been a long time coming, and Abbey, you have like, it doesn't feel like a fad. I feel like you are getting
she's invested.
You're getting your bloody money's worth out of this. Or you're getting his bloody money's worth out of this. Horse. I'm joking.
How dare you?
I'm joking. No, but like, no.
I don't care whose money it is.
All joking aside, like, this isn't just being like a new thingy.
The worst thing is today, when I was at the bar at the bloody paddle,
Yeah.
I said, bloody hell, them apples are so shiny. And they were like, I know. I was like, God, it looks like something from Snow White. He said, my horse would love that apple. And Lucinda went, oh my God.
Mom. Horse mom.
I can't even deal with you. But
Is
yeah,
it like one of those, how do you know someone's a vegan about, how do you know someone's a horse mom about how they'll tell you in 3 minutes?
hey, hey. Do you get
So
that?
when you're a new
Hey.
parent.
Oh, hey, yeah.
Hey.
Went right over my head.
Exactly.
Oh, very
It's
good.
the same with
I
you.
am glad you're enjoying that
No,
because
but
you answered for
it's
a while.
like I called you, I FaceTimed you.
I know, yeah. I took
And
a
it
big
wasn't my
screenshot
horse.
of it.
I wasn't my
That's why I
horse.
invested
It
I
was it was my horse's friend Warren. His name's Warren. It's a horse.
What? Your horse's friend Warren?
No, my horse Enzo's friend Warren.
Yeah.
It's a horse, Warren.
Oh, okay.
It's a
okay.
horse.
Oh, yeah.
His name's Warren.
Sorry, I got a bit confused.
Keep up, Ross.
Warren was asleep in a
Warren.
stable.
Warren.
So I went in and
Was he
lay
lying
down.
I thought horse. I've never seen a horse lying that.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to say I've never heard of a horse called Warren.
No,
That as well, by the way.
no, I've seen it. Like, obviously, what I was saying earlier, when I drive through the country roads by our house, I see horses lying down in the field.
Yeah.
But I've never seen one lie down. And I know my horse lies down because every day when I go into him, he's head to toe in sawdust.
Does
Yeah.
a little roll.
So I know he's been lying down, but
cute.
I've never seen it. And also, when I went to get something at the tack, do you know what I did as well?
Go on.
The girl that obviously he's moved stables close to our house, and the girl said, "I've given you your own set of keys
Oh,
for the tack room," and that's like, whoa. I'm
yeah.
like, oh my God,
Mate, you've made it.
within 30 seconds I lost them because.
I should have said to her, do not give her a set of keys.
No, because
Oh my God.
no, because I said to Leanne, I was like, Leanne gave me my keys, and then I was like, oh, this is amazing, blah blah blah. And then she went, oh my God, Warren's lying down. I said, oh my God. So I ran in with Warren. I was lying in the stable with him.
were you big spoon or little spoon? How'd you lie down with a horse?
Well,
Were
he
you
was.
leg side or neck side?
I
Do you know what
kind
mean?
of, he kind of spooned me.
Yeah.
I got in his
Oh, like in the belly
thing,
bit.
and his neck went over me.
Don't like
And
the
then he
thought
got
of
up-
Warren spooning.
So then, but then I was.
Yeah.
But then I had to call Leanne. I was like, Leanne, I'm so sorry. Like, I know you gave me those keys 30 seconds ago, but I've lost them.
Did him the bed with Warren?
Do you know if you really want your horse Enzo to lie down? I know just the thing.
What?
Get him an orthopedic pillow.
Oh my, the callback. Get this man on stage. All right, Agony Abs, let's go.
Job done.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Agony Abs. Hi, Abbey, Pete and Ross. Huge fan of the podcast. I never thought I would need to email in, but I do. I'm
God,
super
sounds
happy.
serious.
Oh, yeah. I'm super happy with my new wife.
But
When we tied the knots a couple of weeks ago, I couldn't have asked for a better person to spend my life with. However, things in the bedroom haven't been as I'd hoped for. Sadly, she suffers from anxiety. It takes medication because of it, causing a massive low sex drive I find difficult to cope with. She's the only one I've ever been with, and I feel my hormones are super high all the time. I've tried talking, but it normally ends in tears as she's trying to be better about it. I really wish we could try new things and do it in other areas rather than just the bedroom.
what's with men and like,
Being adventurous.
not in the bed?
Well, it's exciting. Anyway,
So what's exciting?
well,
Come and say you're a bit of Yellowstone.
you're definitely going to say something
Spot on,
shit like that. All of which I feel everyone has done, which I sadly miss out on. I have to plan ahead for sex with her, otherwise it will never happen. Yes. We had at one point not done it for 9 months. All of this has resulted in my mind spiraling about fantasizing about different scenarios. Christ. I don't know if this is normal, but definitely not to the level I am on. I love her endlessly, but I don't want it to be this way. My head won't stop and I'm not sure what to do. Please help. So what are your thoughts on that? I mean, it's difficult for a man to deal with, I would say.
Well, it goes back.
And it goes both ways. She's in trouble herself. You know, she's having a tough time.
Absolutely. And it goes straight back to, you don't see a soldier in battle with a hard on.
What?
One of the most profound
Someone
quotes.
get that on our socials
Do you know
right
what?
now.
Therapy couch at times they say that it's, you know, they say we're just messing around. That
My
is
doctor told me that.
educational.
What?
It's true.
My mind is blown. I know it's true, but I don't know what the hell you mean from it. And please tell me.
Well, my doctor told me that.
Please elaborate.
If you suffer severely from anxiety and severe stress,
You don't see a soldier in battle of a heart. You know what? You've hit the nail on it. Yeah, you're right.
No, you don't. Because...
Well, they're concentrating on something completely different.
But also,
aren't they?
no offense,
Absolutely.
I get your point on that. But also, she's not in Wales all fucking one, and she's in a relationship. Do you know what I mean?
No, but anxiety is, you know, it does affect
But
a
you
lot of
know
people.
what?
Yeah,
It does.
Since I've been hypnotised, I'm cured.
Fucking hell. Cured.
Honestly.
Cured.
Do you know what? I read this thing.
I read this thing the other day.
I read this thing on Instagram the other day, and it said if
Must
you're
be
not
true.
HORNY, you're not healthy. And I thought that is so true, because when I was very, very ill with anxiety, and I'm going to put it out there for all our listeners, and I'm going to be honest. Why are you looking away?
I don't want to fucking look at you. I just don't want your horniness levels have
I'm not
basically
talking about
increased.
horniness levels. I'm saying my sex drive depleted when I was under severe stress.
Yeah.
And that means if you're not HORNY, you're not healthy. And I wasn't healthy.
Yeah.
And since I've been hypnotised by Tim for my child health anxiety, I'm back.
Good on you, Pete.
Well, I must be tip top health condition wise. Because that's all I can think about.
He should have been in the battle in his fucking life.
I had some tough matches out
Well,
there.
if you
I'll tell you, I didn't have an erection.
If you think you can make light of that.
Enough about us. Let's bring it back to this fella. What can he do here?
It's a difficult one for him to navigate, babe.
I think all of these things are temporary, and
got to see someone, got to talk about it.
you have to talk about it, and because, you know, if one person is saying, you don't want to have sex with me, there's something wrong with our relationship, without actually delving into what that other person is feeling and why they might be missing the sex drive or what they're going through. It's number one, not fair. Number two, you're not giving your partner support. And number three, you're not going to fix it, because if you're not on the same page, you can't fix it together. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
or not?
no, I think for me as well, like a sign of a healthy relationship is being willing to talk about the uncomfortable conversations. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but sometimes for the partner who's not getting it, it's not about them.
No, but I don't. Yeah, but I think
It's 99%.
There is an issue for him as well, though.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's 99% not about him. So he needs to open up and go, look, this is how I feel. And give her the opportunity to go, well, this is how I feel. This is what's going through my head. This is why I might not be fulfilling you in that way.
Yeah.
And then they can...
But I think even him being able to broach that conversation, it might just be a bit at the moment. He knows that she's anxious and she's got other things going on, and he's supposing that's why she doesn't want to have
When
SEX.
you have anxiety, you can't focus on anything. You can't eat your dinner. You can't think about what you're doing next. You can't watch a movie without thinking
I understand
about
that.
your problems. So you can't think of...
SEX. Yeah, I
SEX.
understand that. But
Well, you
also,
have to be in a relaxed
But if you don't suffer from anxiety, which is something, Pete, you've never ever experienced.
No, but that's not true. Like, I just deal with it in different ways.
Yeah,
Like, you're
I
very
think, like,
vocal
you
about your
can't suppose
anxiety.
that-
I'm not vocal about it. Bloody hell.
No, but you know what I'm saying is, like, I still have anxiety the same as the next person, but
you don't,
I do,
baby.
babe.
he
I don't
definitely
talk
does.
about
Come
them.
on,
Like,
him playing it like
I don't.
No. Pete doesn't have the... Yeah, you might have anxiety, but you don't have the same anxiety as I do.
I'm not comparing them. I think you're an anxious person, and I wouldn't say I am. But I still
I
have.
I
at
also
times
think,
that-
sorry to interrupt you both, but in removal of the, who's more anxious than who or whatever, or how does yours manifest or how does mine manifest, I think part of a good relationship is you being able to say, something isn't quite ticking here. Something's not ticking for you. Something's not ticking for me. Let's sit down and have this potentially awkward and difficult conversation about our sex life. Let's be honest, like, if there's something going wrong in your sex life,
but it's not even
always nice to talk about it, is it?
But
Like,
it's not even sex life. I think any form of anxiety or any problem affects any part of your life.
Yeah.
Sex life being one of them.
Yeah. I agree.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, no,
it kind
totally,
of if someone's
I think you need
worrying
to have a
all the
conversation
time,
on that.
it affects everything.
I agree.
Your concentration, your conversation, your sleep, your happiness, to be present.
You're human. Yeah, I think for my advice to this
it's not just
person-
sex life. That's kind of
I
like
agree.
something
I think
that just
my advice
happens.
to this person would be
Talk it
sit
out.
down and talk it out. You'd sound like a good lad. You've been in a respectful way. You haven't been rude. I'd sit down and say, listen, something's not ticking my box, and it's not me who's the focus. It's something's going on with you. Let's talk about you and talk from there.
Listen, some great points there raised, but it all goes back to you never see a soldier with a hard on.
Those are the best lads I've ever heard. He's been sitting on that for about 10 minutes as well, hasn't he?
We're dying to get in.
Where's the natural break for me to insert this belter?
It's a good analogy.
That's
Really is.
Abby, that is a
profound.
belter. That is a belter.
Absolutely profound.
I love that.
Okay, Abbey, Pete, and the ever-elusive Ross. I have to say, at the paddle tournament today...
Oh my God,
someone
the
thought
amount of people.
There was another couple with us, obviously, good friends of ours, and lots of people...
Who's ginger, but he's got a ginger skinhead, and everyone's like, is that Ross? I'm like, look,
The cheeky bastard.
your dad didn't even know you've ever been referred to as Harvest Gold, by the way.
Yeah, because he was never around. Sorry, Dad, I'm very shaking.
I was like, Aid was like, what? Harvest Gold? He's like, I've never heard that before. I was like, are you messing? Since he was born, our friend said he's Harvest Gold.
Unbelievable. Anyway, I felt compelled to write in today due to an experience I feel that has been exasperated by the pod. It's Wednesday, the 14th of May. I'm listening to last week's pod whilst sunbathing in the garden.
Oh, lovely.
Making the most of the sunshine and some time off after the most fabulous weekend in Amsterdam for a friend's hen.
Yum.
Cheeky.
As I listened to the listeners' problems about comments on height, Abby's comments regarding taking a foot off Pete and shoving it down his pants. Forgot that one.
What was that?
Caught me completely off guard, and I almost hyperventilated with laughter.
What did I say?
I'm glad that one.
We were saying how it's like people can call Pete tall.
I
and
said
not,
you
like,
wouldn't
can't
be
call a
happy.
person fat when, yeah. And then you said, oh, it shouldn't be like that. Often I've once said to Pete, take a foot off you and stick it down your pants.
I said.
Did I say that?
No, you said you would never you would never say to me, take a foot off a height. You say, just take a foot off and shove it down your pants.
Is that what I
You
said?
did say that, yeah. That's just another
Funny,
one of the
Anna.
lovely
Because
things.
sometimes you lose to get lost in the bank.
Funny as Anna.
Having a little sip of wine, look. Honestly, shambolic.
I can't remember anything I say to my age.
This
Go on.
ordinarily wouldn't prompt me to write in, but what followed next did. Approximately 10 minutes later, my neighbour knocked on my door to berate me for sunbathing in my own garden.
Oh, shut
In
up.
fairness, our gardens are completely overlooked. Neighbours in their bedrooms can see into my garden, as I can to theirs. She told me it's completely inappropriate for me to be in swimwear in my own garden. Apparently, it has made her husband very uncomfortable.
Better, yeah.
I bet it has.
Yeah.
I argued
Maintain the peep.
that they do not have to look. They've gone out their way to go upstairs to look out their bedroom window into their garden to see me.
Absolutely.
She explained the noise coming from me whilst crying at Abby's clangor is what prompted them to check. So 2 things. First, thanks for being hilarious hoot that I'm being noticed laughing. Secondly, what are your thoughts on this? It's never my intention to make anyone uncomfortable, but surely I can do as I please in my garden. I'm wearing a bikini, I'm not Starkus. Why would this make the husband uncomfortable? Perhaps he should stop being a starey lech. Any advice appreciated. Absolutely love the pod, always recommend it. I hate to disagree with Abbey, but the caravan game has transformed my
Just
journey.
don't like it.
Thanks in advance for any advice. She leaves her name and where she's from, but I'm going to refrain from saying it
Nice.
just in case the neighbours are listeners as well.
First of all, I'm going to put this right out there. Your male neighbour does not have a problem with you sunbathing in your back garden. Love.
In your bikini.
The only
You-
problem
he's
has
got a fucking
arisen.
bikini
He's
on.
been caught peeking.
I'm just looking out there, love. They're having a Great laugh. It's doing my head.
He was peeping.
Look, in my
He was maintaining
opinion,
the
What are you
peep.
doing there?
in my
She just made a
opinion,
really loud laughing noise.
no, but in my opinion, what is better than a woman lying in a bikini laughing her head off?
Exactly, love. That's the point.
It's all we strive for in life.
Absolutely.
It's all we strive for.
Do you know what? You come into this world naked and you leave naked.
Yeah, you do. But
I'm not prudish at all.
no,
I've
but,
got
there
nothing-
is.
But she's not even being improved. He's obviously just been caught and keeping his eye out.
He's
on
been
his
rumbled.
Yeah, he's been rumbled.
Is he? She listens to that podcast again. Can't believe it.
There in the garden, love. Oh, she's almost got a tits out.
Honestly,
Go and have a word with her, will you?
I ran upstairs when I heard the garden, when I heard the conservatory door open, and I thought she's laughing again.
The sun's out. It's 3 PM. It's not bothering
Blue.
anyone.
It was roasting hot, and I heard that laughter again. Really,
Friggin' hell, God help if they come round here with me jet washing in my knickers the other day. And I spent 4 hours the other day getting rust off our patio.
I love them jet washes, don't you?
Oh my God, they're addictive.
Jail, change your life. Get a car check.
Absolutely addictive. Do you know what? Top tip, everyone. Please listen. So we had rust on our patio, and I got these fabulous pots from this antique fair, and I've got like 6 on each side.
Yeah.
But when you water the flowers, rust
Yeah,
came out.
I know what you're saying, yeah.
And it's been on there for ages. I've jet washed it. Do you know the main thing that got it off?
Bicarb.
No? Sif.
Sif? Oh, Sif will get it enough.
Sif. But you know, so I thought, I squirted Sif on it. I went like that.
Yeah, yellow one in the yellow box.
No, it's white Sif.
Oh, I know
So
what you're
I went
talking
like
about.
that. It used to be called Jif.
Jif,
Do you remember?
Yeah.
Oh, I was just about to raise that point. Why on earth has it gone from Jif to Sif?
I don't know. But I squirted it on like that. And by the time I got to the other side of the pool to do the others, the rust had gone off in the zigzag that had left the Sif. So I was like, oh my God, this rust is... I've had like 3 builders over to get this rust off. They couldn't get it off. So I thought, I'm going to squirt the Sif on. So then I got like a scrubbing brush, squirted the Sif on, scrubbed it off, and then jet washed it, and all the rust had gone. I couldn't believe... How good does it look?
It looks fantastic.
Why am I talking about this?
I just
by the way?
think that's a beautiful way to end. You know what? If you've got
I've been
rust,
brushing my teeth and Sif by the end of this podcast.
Get that down your undies, Ross. If you write us right
I'll
into
get
our
that
son,
copper bollock sorted right out.
how
Smells
gingerable.
just like lemons.
Almost gold.
Listen, I've had a right ball. I hope you listeners have had a ball as well, because I mean we've had the time of our lives.
Yeah,
And,
a bit of random.
Yeah,
Wasn't
I hope
it?
that comes across, and I hope you've enjoyed it. And we'll see you next time.
Yeah, we'll see how the other comes out anyway.